Welcome to Red Rock Canyon State Park in California. I'm out here today for a beautiful sunrise. We've got a really big group of people who joined me out here in the desert for the annual desert meetup. And I'll be shooting here this morning with the Light Lens Lab double Aspherical 35. This lens is incredible. If you didn't see the first video I did, I'm gonna link it right above. I was in Colorado, but I mean, look at this place here. It's absolutely stunning. I'm gonna share with you what I think about this lens today, but we've got a lot of other photographers here, a lot of other Leica photographers. So I'm gonna walk up to them. I'm gonna put this lens in their hand. Nobody here even knows I'm gonna do this. So I'm just gonna walk up to random people that I see holding a Leica. I'm gonna ask them to give me their impressions on the build quality, what they think of this lens, and then I'm gonna have them put it on their camera, get a photo, maybe wide open, maybe stop down, whatever they're feeling, and we'll see what their first impressions are. All right, hey, you're using a digital M? All right, hey, check it out. I want you to do something for me. I'm gonna give you this lens and I want you to give me your impression of it, okay? 35 double Aspherical.
Very nice.
All right, so what do you think so far about the build quality just from like your first impressions of it?
As a person who doesn't shoot a lot of Leica glass, feels pretty good.
What's your primary lenses you use?
The 35 Ultron. This is pretty much 80% of what I shoot with.
All right, go ahead and like snap a photo off with that and let's see what you think about it.
I'm gonna shoot at 5.6, which is typically my default.
Awesome. All right, 5.6. All right, let's take a look and see what you think.
Wow, beautiful. Very nice. Now let me shoot it wide open.
Yeah, try it wide open.
Yeah.
Curious what you think about it wide open.
Okay.
You can get me completely YouTubed out here. All right, let's take a look.
There you're at 70.
Oh man, look how beautiful I am.
This was 5.6. These two are 1.4.
All right, so what do you think at 1.4, like if you were pixel peeping?
This is perfectly fine, honestly, for portrait.
Yeah?
That's all I don't need to work. I shoot at f2. This is perfect.
All right, we gotta see if you wanna try this Light Lens Lab 35 double Aspherical. What I'm looking for is your first impression of the build quality, and then snap off a few photos and take a look at your screen and see what you think.
That is a really silky focus ring, love it.
All right, so what did you?
That's beautiful. I mean, just the color, and I love just the slight vignette to guide the eye. The color and the sharpness, even at 1.4, it's really nice. If you blindfolded me, I would think this was coming right out of Wetzlar. It's really nice.
All right, man, you got a digital M? EV1, perfect. All right, I want you to try this Light Lens Lab. All right. 35 double Aspherical here.
Got a definitely nice look to it as well as a weight.
No,
try it out.
It's titanium, it's pretty.
Definitely feels good. You can definitely tell the, wow, this is really well made. Yeah, nicely done. So this is mine now, is that right?
All right, the sun's coming up, so I've got to try to make it up here so I can like get some good photos myself. Otherwise I'm running around this whole time talking to everybody else and not getting my own shots. Gotta get your own shots. Every lens manufacturer has a look. So like we talk about the Leica look, right? Leica has a look with their lenses. They're known for it. It's classic, it's historic. I mean, it's like, you know, what every M shooter aspires to get into the M4 is to shoot that yummy Leica glass. But the third-party manufacturers also have looks. Like Voigtlander, the Nocton, it has a look. For a long time, I had a 35 Ultron. It has a look. One of the most famous companies for that is Zeiss. Their lenses, of course, are known for that high contrast, that modern fall off, Zeiss has a look. And of course, you know, we could go on and list other manufacturers and talk about different looks that they have. And not all of them are good looks, you know, especially when you get into clones and copies and lenses that are made with less than like a high standard of production. Light Lens Lab is a unique entity in the M lens category. They are not trying to define their own look. They are bringing classic looks over to M users in a much more accessible way. So for that reason, if you go look at their lens portfolio, like all the lenses they've made, you're going to see a wide variety of lenses that have been recreated, some with the same technical process from like 50, 60 years ago, to bring M lenses to market that have classic looks that are either highly sought after or highly collectible or just very unique. This 35 double aspherical is that. So the first thing I want to talk about is build quality. And just right off the bat, I think that's the first thing that I noticed. When I took this lens out and I put it on my camera, I noticed that the build quality was like the best I've ever felt on a Light Lens Lab lens, but I would even take that further to say it's like the best I've ever felt on a third-party lens. The focus throw is super smooth, but also resistant enough that it doesn't feel like it's loose and like gonna come off. But it's also not tight and stiff. Like I like to use the focus tab typically with my middle finger when I'm just like, you know, shooting single-handed here, or I'll use my ring finger. And when I do that, it moves with like just enough resistance to feel it, but not enough resistance to like be a problem. It's just a well-built lens. So the build plays a role in the experience of the camera, but like, how does it look? Wide open, and I'll shoot one right here while I'm sitting here actually, so you can see it for yourself. And we'll get a little foreground. I'll lean back. When this lens is wide open, you definitely get some of that classic vignetting. That happens across any lens, whether any manufacturer makes it when it's wide open. The center is incredibly sharp at 1.4, which is surprising because a lot of third-party lenses at 1.4, and a lot of classic lenses even, they aren't super sharp in the middle at 1.4. Everything gets kind of soft. As we get into the corners, you definitely start to see some of that fall off, become softer and just smoother, almost like a paintbrush has like streaked across it. I mean, that's characteristic of the look itself. Now let's put it at 5.6. Let's do the same photo. Leaning back. So at 5.6, we are cleaned up, crazy sharp. Get a touch, just maybe a little bit of that corner smearing, I guess we could call it. I don't know what the technical term is. But I mean, just like first glancing at the photo, it looks incredible. Now let's put it at f8. Let's do the same thing. Leaning back. Okay, now that we are at f8, yeah, I mean, the corners they're pretty cleaned up. So edge to edge. And again, like, people that obsess about like corner sharpness, unless it's like wide open and has a ton of character, it's just not anything like I've ever obsessed about. I ask myself, like, does the photo look good? And that question of does the photo look good is going to be subjective to every individual. But that said, to me, this looks good. Yo, Mike. Mike Chudley. Fancy seeing you out here.
So random.
So random.
No.
Hello.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. Ooh, this looks good on the M11. Okay, bye. Oh, I like the size actually. The size is nice. I like the way it looks is nice. And the focus feels smooth as well. I like the clickiness of the aperture, that's cool. So keep posing. Yeah, sexy. I shot that at 5.6, so it's sharp. Very sharp. Okay, that's sick. Can you be my model again, please? Come here. I'm shooting wide open 1.4. I have no idea what this lens looks like, so let's hit 3, 2. 3, 2. Hey guys, if you like these red rocks, you know what else is red?
the YouTube logo. You know what happens on YouTube? People subscribe to channels. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, join our community. Hey Jen, I just walked through that little pass-through. Now I want you to go through it. And I'm gonna get a photo of you as you go through it, all right? Now give me this thing. All right, give me that. All right, go ahead. There you go. Go, Jen, go. I gotta put this down though. Can't do two things at once. All right, hold on, Jen, wait. Very cool. I shot that wide open. Curious as to how it looks. Nice. Yeah, it's on the back of my camera, which is like, it's a little complicated. Okay. What do you think?
Ooh, that's cool. Uh-huh.
It's wide open. So overall, I like this lens. I think it's a keeper. And as someone who has too many 35s, I'm happy to have another one. I think it's one of those lenses that can do a lot of things. I think it can do landscape. I think it can do street, it can do travel. It's not a huge lens, so it's not hard to manage it. The price point isn't absolutely insane, like, you know, if you wanted to get the Leica double aspherical. But honestly, I think it fits well just in the 35 lens category for like a really good quality lens. I hope you enjoyed our time here in Red Rock Canyon State Park. And I've got a bunch of links below to take you to things like the website, Shop Very Good. If you ever want to join one of our meetups, which we have like over 50 people at this one, make sure you sign up on my mailing list. It's right below at dave.online. All the links are below to like all the things, so be sure to check them out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, though not here in Red Rocks next time. Maybe. No, probably not. I know Mike threw it somewhere around here. Oh, there it is.